For us, I wouldn't say it's an untapped talent pool. We have about 30% of our population base, or employee population, which is women. Our goal is to try and increase it to 50% over a period of time. The challenge that we essentially feel is at senior leadership level, because that's where because of the timings that we work in, we sometimes do have a challenge. But we are trying to curb that, like you mentioned. So the work from home, flexible working hours, all those policies are there, and I think most of the organizations that talk to, they would have those policies. Question is how much of it is letter and how much of it is spirit, and I think that's what our focus has been. That if somebody is working from home, you just measure that individual by the amount or the quality of work that the person has delivered, rather than how many hours did you spend in front of the laptop or on telephone calls and stuff like that. I think that's very, very important. We are also doing a lot in terms of attracting women talent. So we have regular conversations with our existing people in terms of what is it that the organization can do to become a better workplace for women. We offer incentives to our hiring partners for diversity hiring, so that does help in attracting more talent. But a lot of it is just to deal with similar situations as to how you react to a simple situation at work, and how would a woman take that. Simple things like putting your electricity switches below the table, right? How do you design them in a fashion that women don't feel uncomfortable about it? So things like that, small things that any organization can do to make sure that women feel that they are welcome in this workplace. And I think that goes a long way in building a culture where you are able to hire and retain and grow more women talent. I think eventually we have to move towards a gig economy, because the way I see our own organization, the US, we have almost like 200 of our employees in the US who work from home or work from various locations. They're not even located in the same city as that we operate in. Situation a little different in India, because primarily we also have a lot to do with interaction with the consumer, a lot of security regulations and stuff like that, because of which we are not able to offer those opportunities to most of our people. But wherever possible, whichever function where it is possible, training, human resources, finance, legal, wherever it is possible, we encourage women to work from home, to opt for flexible working hours, no questions asked. Also, there are those cases where you need someone for a project, for an assignment, in which case you just reach out to that individual. The person works from home, or comes and visits your office once in a while to deliver that outcome to you. I think that's becoming more and more common now. As I see it, generally the Indian economy will have to move to that direction, because as office spaces become more expensive, as commute becomes more difficult, as talent becomes scarce, none of us will have an option but to move towards that. I think today we are still a long way to go in that direction, primarily also because of information security and some of the other regulations. But as these things improve, as the infrastructure improves, as people don't have to worry about power outage at home, because of which you are not able to deliver your work, I think we will get into a situation where we would be able to do that much more often than what we are doing today. We do have people that we work with on and off for various projects. So for example, for our communication needs, we have someone who operates out of Greater Noida, and we reach out to that person whenever we need something. For our event needs, we talk to some of the organizations or some of the people who help us out in times when we need. And I think I am going to see more and more of these, like I said earlier. There are going to be more specialists who are going to be opting to work from home, and because organizations would need the services of those specialists, so they would have no option but to reach out to them where they are operating from. Today, I think most companies can afford today, as an economy, we are still a very, as a country, as a culture, we're still a very job-oriented culture. I think the government is trying to do a lot in order to make us a more entrepreneur-driven culture. In order to create, rather than creating job, the focus is on creating employment, which is outside of jobs. And I think as the way I see the economy moving, I think in a few years' time, I wouldn't be surprised when most of the people may want to, not necessarily go to an office to work, but would want to work from home and, still get paid, still be employed in that sense that they are able to get work on a continuous stream basis.